Okay, for my placement I've been working with Jacqueline on the year abroad for the French department. Mainly for my placement I've been working on three main projects. The first was to create a new Moodle site for the French year abroad. Basically myself and other students within the French department felt that the existing year abroad site shared with the Spanish department was a bit confusing and frustrating to use because everything was jumbled up together. So we now have a new Moodle site full of French specific information and useful links to help students get started on their research for their own year abroad placements. The second project was to put together some instructions for the Mahara e-portfolio software for the PDPs. Basically, for a number of reasons, the students last year didn't get much training for Mahara. So we sent them through the Mahara sort of manual guide supplied by Mahara themselves. And then each week I would upload a tip sheet to help them with the Mahara program. So how to upload pictures or what to include or how to present your PDP, things like that. So each week I would email them and tell them a new tip sheet had been uploaded onto Moodle, and then encourage them to get in contact with me if they had any problems or any questions as they went along. The third thing I had to do was to help in the preparation for a year abroad promotional video that's been put together by the media department at the moment. Basically, I just had to get some participants together who were willing to be interviewed, and then to do a draft set of questions that could be asked during the recordings. That video was recorded 2 weeks ago, I think now, and we're just waiting for the media department to get back to us and let us know, like, see what they've done and see if we're happy with it, basically. And that, in a nutshell, has been my placement, really. The way my placements worked, I would contact Jacqueline and we'd arrange a meeting, and then we'd discuss what we felt needed to be worked on, and then I would go away and work on what we'd agreed, and then keep her updated as I went along with my progress, and then eventually arrange another meeting and then start the process again. Because of that, I mainly worked on my own on the different projects and different things we had to do. Obviously, constantly keeping in contact and seeing what we felt. Are you happy with this? Should I do this? That sort of thing. But it's been actually really good for me because I think it's improved my confidence in myself. So in my own decision-making skills, using my own initiative and things like that. Jacqueline was really keen for me to take the lead on things and to tell her what I felt needed to be done rather than being told by her all the time. And also I then had to think about how I could contribute to the year abroad. So it was really down to me to work out what needed to be done at any time, then constantly liaising with Jacqueline as we went along. Because I was mainly working on my own then, I wasn't relying on anybody, and there was nobody really relying on me as such. So that reduced the amount of things that could go wrong, because I was mainly relying on myself. And I can't actually think of anything that has gone particularly wrong at any point during my placement. If I could come up with anything negative about it, I think it would be the fact that it was a really time-consuming placement. I've already completed well over my 100 hours doing this, simply because between creating the new site and doing new instructions for Mahara, those had to be done from scratch, and they really did take hours and hours to do. And then trying to, you know, juggle my placement work with my university work and then my own job. At times, especially as the term went along, it was a case of, right, I need to prioritise, but what do I prioritise? What's the most important? What needs to be done and when? And I think that probably who, you know, made most of the difficulties for me. But I did it and I got it done. And I'm actually quite proud of the work I've done. There's a new site there and I did it, and there's the Haro instructions there and I did it, and they're full of information, and I think they will be helpful, and that's what I set out to do, which is why a lot of it took so long in the first place, because I wanted to make sure it was full of information. But I now feel like I'm a more efficient worker. I'm better at communicating, keeping in contact with people, sending and replying to emails.